A recent feature of the ever-expanding Wilton works is the start of the construction of a nylon plant. Unlike the Billingham nylon plant, this one will have its own unit for making nitric acid, and this has been designed entirely by Billingham engineers. The plant will occupy an area of 55 acres and will have an annual output of 10,000 tons of nylon chips. Work on the site goes on constantly, but the day when the plant will actually produce nylon is still some way off. Some of the stainless steel towers have already been erected, but the nitric acid absorption tower, which is of entirely new design, is not yet on site. The value of the stainless steel in this tower is £35,000, and special winches to hoist it onto its foundation are now being accurately positioned. The vessel is being made by Ashmore Benson Pease and Company and is now nearing completion. The planning of the journey from Ashmore's works to Wilton had to be done many months ahead, and there were plenty of tense moments. Only 10 days before J-Day, Longlands Bridge was found suspect, and the Ministry of Transport were on the verge of forbidding the whole journey. But now the day has arrived, and the slow, ponderous journey begins. The strange procession takes on a weird appearance as a winter's afternoon draws to a close and the lights come on. Wet or fine, light or dark, the lumbering progress must go on until the appointed place is reached. And now in the old high street of Yarm, this monster in metal will lie quietly overnight with a thin wintry blanket to cover it. The morning comes cold and grey, and so begins again the massive crawl of the biggest load ever to be moved on public roads, with Jock Higgins of Glasgow at the wheel, 100 tons of metal behind him. A journey of this unusual kind can never be smooth, and with the old town of Yarm hardly out of sight, the problems of the second day begin. The work of dozens of men and months of planning lie behind this strange journey. It is almost a year since monthly meetings started to discuss the multitude of details which must be dealt with. And surveyors and engineers, men from the Ministry of Transport, from Ashmore's and from Pickford's, were constantly faced with new and unexpected problems. And up to the last minute, an air of dramatic uncertainty persisted. Slowly, ceaselessly, the wheels roll on. And over the greasy, treacherous roads of winter, an icy wind blowing through the leafless trees, crawls this strange-looking convoy. Now, on Leven Bank, a fickle winter sun has come out, and a crowd of onlookers has gathered to watch the giant fight its inch-by-inch battle up this notorious hill. With a long 6-mile journey still ahead, the mood of the weather changes again. But for the crew of 8 tough men in charge of the vehicle, this is no new experience. 4 are Scots, 2 come from Newcastle, and 2 from Stockton. To these men, strange loads, great responsibility, and weather of all kinds are just part of the job. Bob Watson of Glasgow has just been moving 200-ton atomic power units at Calder Hall. Here at Green Lane Corner, police and men from Middlesbrough Corporation stand by at what is known to be the trickiest point on the route. Even policemen are dwarfed to Lilliputian dimensions as the steady crawl goes on through the houses of Middlesbrough. An operation of this kind calls for cooperation from many people. Here at Grangetown, a special roadway has been made through the middle of a roundabout. The skyline of the Wilton works appears at last, and a strange journey is ending just about on time. Now, on the site, the tower is dwarfed as though to belittle a fine achievement. But those whose skill and experience have made this journey possible can be proud of a difficult job well done. And not least amongst them must be 4 Scotsmen, 2 men from Stockton, and 2 from Newcastle. One big job is finished, and another one begins, as the 2 winches slowly hoist the vessel into position. Playing a vital part in this ticklish job is the lifting shaft, which carries the whole weight of the vessel. As an old, disused propeller shaft, it is now adding a new and strangely different story to the many it could tell. Thanks to the skill of the engineers who position the derricks, the bottom flange is only half an inch out of position. And now, securely fastened, a massive steel finger points skywards. Yet another symbol of unceasing endeavor and achievement.